Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Tricky Jim. Yes, welcome back. This is second stream of the day, and I am ready to roll with our league nights happening tonight at Full Grip Games. Should be a good time. We've got our players gathering now for round number 1. Take a look at the event hall. Oh yeah, we've got good turnouts. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Oh, dang, that's like dang near 30 people. It's pretty sick. Exciting. Should be a 5-rounder. And round number 1, we've got a good matchup right here. It's John Patterson on the right versus Austin Charles on the left. John Patterson just recently finished in the top, I believe, 64 of the Milwaukee Regional Championships. I know he made a trip out and ended up playing, I think, Dragapult EX. So he had a good finish this past weekend. And we got Austin Charles on the left, who I believe the lore with Austin is that he top 8'd his first regional ever. I think that is, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's the Austin Charles lore, is that he top 8'd his first regional he ever attended, which is pretty nuts. So, gotta say, that was that was pretty impressive. And Austin and John, both consistent top finishers here at our league, and here they are facing off round 1. John Patterson also recently won the Full Grip Games retro events that we were hosting here at the shop. 2018 format, Sun and Moon to Lost Thunder. So John was able to take the win that event a couple weekends ago, and has overall been doing quite well for himself. There we go. Got the top-down camera ready to go. Might have to adjust the brightness on that just a touch between rounds, but that's okay. I'll get it fixed up for us by round 2. If I've got some time, some downtime between rounds, I'd love to do that. Waiting for the judges to get things kicked off. Got to stream earlier today with Jesse Parker. It was a lot of fun. We had some new decks from Destined Rivals that we were trying out. I had a lot of fun with the Ethan's Typhlosion deck. That was a trip. And now we've got round 1 of the Full Grip Games League Night underway. John Patterson on the right looks like he's playing Raging Bolt against Austin Charles on the left. Austin Charles looks like he's playing a Charizard variant. John Patterson has got Raging Bolt. I have to imagine that Raging Bolt fares super well into Charizard. So that would be my thoughts. And yes, John Patterson did finish in the top 64. He finished 53rd at the Milwaukee Regional Championships. We have 23 players tonight, so going to be 5 rounds to determine the winner, and there is $230 store credits in the pot for the top 4 finishers tonight. So, pretty good prize pool there. And I'm anxious to see what kind of Charizard deck Austin has for us. I wonder if it's going to be the most recent Champions League variant with Dragapults. There's been a lot of different kinds of Charizard lists that are popping back up now. It looks like John's got his Fan Rotom, Fan Call, a couple of Hoot Hoot, Noctowl in the hand, Slitherwing in hand. Energy to Raging Bolt and pass. And this, judging by the mannerisms from Austin, it looks like this is it. Just nothing has to pass. But all John has is an Iono. And this Charmander does have 70 HP. So 2 energy on the Raging Bolt won't do it. All right, Night Stretcher can bring the energy back, and just a not a pass, 60 damage. And Austin does top deck Chi-Yu to keep himself in the game. He's also got Charmeleon in hand. So game not totally over. $60 damage with the Bolt. John Patterson not playing Iono there. Doesn't want to give Austin a fresh set of 7 cards, so he's not going to. And now Austin has a decision to make. Is it just going to be Fire Energy to Chi-Yu? I mean, we got Charmeleon in hand. So the thing about evolving into Charmeleon is that even if Austin evolves into Charmeleon, it can get chased down by this Raging Bolt. The Raging Bolt can do damage to bench Pokemon. So Austin says, you know what? There's not really any point in wasting this Charmeleon. It's certainly a tough call here. Looks like John is going to attach an energy to Fan Rotom. Nice to get another energy down. And definitely agree with John taking out the Charmander. Had the bundle in hand, but didn't want to push up the Chi-Yu, which makes sense. We've got a counter catcher from Austin, retreat into Badoo, and an Itchy Pollen for 10 to just try and buy some time. Meanwhile, John is kind of just cruising. He's doing fine. He's taking a prize. There's no Charmander on Austin's board. Even if Austin does find a Charmander, Raging Bolt is 1 energy away from being able to just chase it down with Raging Bolt. Looks like John's going to use Crispin, get a couple extra energy into play. Yeah, it's that Thunderburst Storm attack on the Raging Bolt. This attacker is kind of all the rage in Raging Bolt decks right now because of its ability to chase down Pokemon before they evolve. There's no real bench barrier in format right now, so super useful. And now Austin will finally lay down his hand, and that is it. GG's. John Patterson taking the round 1 win with Raging Bolt, but not how you would expect. We got baby Raging Bolts just plowing through, with Austin unable to establish a board or get set up in any type of way. So tough one there for Austin. John advancing to 1-0 here at League Night. Going to be a 5-rounder tonight, so certainly a lot more rounds to come. But yeah, not the most exhilarating round 1, obviously, but that is the way that it goes. Having Jesse on stream today earlier, he talked about how, like, he said like half of his games that he plays on like TCG Live are just kind of bummers like that, where like one player doesn't set up, or, you know, there's just not really anything going on, so it certainly happens. And that is why players don't like single game Swiss at the regional championship level, and they prefer their best of threes. Personally, I do kind of wish that Pokemon was in a place where single games felt like they were sufficient to decide the outcome of a match. I mean, those are my favorite Pokemon formats to play, where each game kind of has enough thought and back and forth to where a single game does feel like a valid outcome of the match. But I mean, in current standard, though, that's just it's not necessarily the thing. So it is what it do, baby. It is what it do. Anybody get in line for the Black Bolt and White's Flare drop on the Pokemon Center today? I heard during our stream that was a thing. You know, CMT waited 48 minutes in the Poke Queue and got both. Yo, congratulations. I did not. I was streaming. But that's okay. Honestly, I'm good on the black and white set. I know this is crazy, but like, I'm good. I don't know. I'm good. I'll let everybody else, you know, get into the black and white hype. I'm good, bro. I'm a Gen 1er through and through. I just had my most hype sets just came in like the last year, honestly. The Team Rocket set and Pokemon 151 were like the two most hype sets that like I could have. And honestly, the English Team Rocket set's not even a Team Rocket set. It's Destined Rivals, you know? So like, for me personally, is like the Pokemon 151 was probably the most excited I could have gotten about a modern set as far as like reprints go and things like that, as far as like Pokemon that they're bringing back. And then the Team Rocket set is like another set that I'm just like really excited about. But it's not even Team Rocket set, man. It's Destined Rivals. What the heck is that? That's not a Team Rocket set. It's like I don't know. It's like Team Rocket and Friends. They might as well have just called it Team Rocket and Friends, frankly. That's what they should have just called it Team Rocket and Friends, because that's what it is. Or Team Rocket and Enemies, because it's not even a Team Rocket set, bro. It's Destined Rivals. What is that? What does Destined Rivals even mean? You're destined to be rivals? I guess so. I mean, I guess. So anyways, black and white set is kind of cool. It's fine, you know. But for like the Team Rocket set and for the Pokemon 151 set, I felt like I had to have it. But finally things are cooling down for me and I'm like, all right, it's fine. Other people probably have a, you know, deeper connection to black and white than I do. That's fine. I'm not tripping. It's all good. Ethan also ruined Misty's date, so those two are rivals. See, this is lore that I don't know about. Honestly, I had no idea. When are they going to do a Gen 2 set like that? Well, hopefully the idea is that they just continue doing stuff like this. I was talking to Jesse about it. I'm just really excited that they extended the gap between video games so that they have more time to explore more of the franchise. Like, honestly, the Pokemon franchise, it feels like sometimes it feels like a mile wide and an inch deep, if you know what I'm saying. Like, that's how Pokemon feels sometimes. It's like there's so much. But let's get deeper into it, you know? Like, let's dig into it a little bit more, especially with the trading card game. All they do is just rehash the same Pokemon over and over and over and over and over again in the trading card game. Like, dude, this is the same. It's like the same 200 like Pokemon get the cards, and then the rest of like the 800 get no cards, or like get bulk when they have to get bulk printed, and that's it. So on one hand, I love bringing back sets and concepts and things like that have been popular in the past. But then you also look at it and you're like, a lot of this is the same stuff, bro. It's great. You know, it's really kind of, on one hand, messed up, and on the other hand, no, both hands are messed up, actually. On both hands, it messed up. I started playing the Pokemon trading card game during Black and White, and now it's old enough for a rehash, bro. That's got me messed up. Black and White is old enough for a rehash, man. Like, what the heck? This is retro now? Like, I started playing in 2011. I guess so. It has been so long. Like, I remember pulling these cards out of booster packs for sure. I was playing competitively and going to regionals at that time. Like, holy smokes, man. Yeah. Gotta say, the artwork's got a little bit of an upgrade, that's for sure. I know a lot of people are huge Black and White fans. There's some people out there who think that Black and White 2, Black 2 and White 2 are the best Pokemon games of all time. I don't know about all that, okay? That's saying a lot. I don't know about all that. Pokemon Black 2 and White 2, best video games ever, best Pokemon games ever. I'm a little partial to Emerald myself. I think that the graphical style on Fire Red, Leaf Green, and Fire Red, Leaf Green, and Emerald are better. To me, Fire Red, Leaf Green, and Emerald are like the peak of Pokemon. And I didn't even have those games when I was a kid, so like, I've only revisited those games in my adulthood. That was actually during Fire Red, Leaf Green, and Emerald was during the time that I stopped playing Pokemon. So like, and I never personally owned a Game Boy Advance when I was a kid. So like, so for me, I played Crystal, Red, Blue, Yellow as a kid. And then I got into different stuff in like middle school, high school. And then when I went away to college, I got Pearl version and then just like played out from there. I've played everything from there. And I've gone back and revisited, Emerald and Fire Red, Leaf Green, and Emerald, Fire Red, Leaf Green are all my favorites. Those games are nuts. I don't know. It's something about the combination of like the music, the pixel art, the flow of the games. To me, the 3D on the DS is kind of ugly. In Pearl version, I like it. I like the 3D style with Pearl version, kind of like that was fine. In my humble opinion, the 3D in Black and White looks terrible. All right, what's that big city in Black and White, bro? That looks like crap. You cannot, don't even play with me and act like it looks good. It doesn't. What's that big city in Black and White? The 3D one? Don't play with me and tell me it looks good, bro. It doesn't. Yo, what's up, Gazer? Yeah, Castelia City. Yo, thanks, Gazer. The sub in the 57 months. Yeah, bro, this looks corny. Like, no, dude. They were trying to go 3D, and it's just, like, look at this, man. And then, like, the camera, it, like, forces you to... Yeah, man. I just thought it was... To me, just the pure... Before they started trying to go... To me, Black and White is the beginning of the end, bro. To me, it's the beginning of the end. Because now the games are all 3D and they all look terrible in my yeah, like now the games are in 3D and they look terrible. This is the beginning of the end. They tried to like do more than they were capable of, and they tried to make the 3D look dope, and it doesn't look great. Honestly, everything they do in 3D would be better if it was just pure pixel, dude. Just keep it pixelated, dude. Because you can be so expressive with pixelated games. I know I'm beating a dead horse here, but there's so many, because I've rehashed this topic a million times here on the channel. But yeah, like this does not look good, bro. This that does not look good. See, so Levi on YouTube says black and white are the best the DS can look. See, but we have different opinions on what the best the DS can look like is. In my opinion, pixelated games are beautiful and look better than this. In my opinion, the pixelated games, the pixel art looks better than this, in my opinion. Like, pixel art looks far superior to this. That's my take. You know, I've always felt that way. And just because, so like, what if, like, if you could make a video game where everything just looked like hyper realistic, I don't necessarily think that that would be the best video game ever. Just because you can make something 3D doesn't make the game better. Like, my favorite game to play right now is Balatro. Dude, that game doesn't have graphics. In fact, actually, the pixelated graphics are part of what I like about it. It's one of my favorite parts, is that it's pixels. What about people who like Stardew Valley and stuff like that, right? Like Stardew Valley, are you telling me Stardew Valley would be better if everything was 3D and hyper realistic? Like, no. I think part of the best part about Stardew Valley is the pixel graphics, right? What about Octopath Traveler, right? What about Octopath Traveler? This is what I think that Pokemon should look like this, in my opinion. Where you're just like leaning into the pixel graphics, right? I almost like, it would look better like this than Octopath Traveler is a 3D game in pixel graphics. Yes. And I think that the pixel graphics look better than like whatever. What would you say is Scarlet and Violet's aesthetic? Like, what is this aesthetic? That's not fair. They're showing just the best clips. All right, Scarlet and Violet windmill, bro. Like that kind of, like this whole thing, right? I would rather the game just be like pixelated and look good. You know what I'm saying? Like, things don't have to be, the imagination is powerful, right? It's like reading a book. Like, books can be fascinating and all they need is pictures, right? How many of y'all like manga, right? How many of y'all like manga? Does manga, you know, are you going to say that the manga graphics aren't good enough? No, they're illustrations. The illustrations are beautiful. There's something to be appreciated about the illustrations in a manga, right? I don't know. So my argument is that it all has to be done tastefully. I mean, designing a game, designing visuals, it all just has to be done tastefully in whichever way that you're doing it. I would argue that the modern Pokemon games are not designed tastefully. They are designed sloppily. And they're designed sloppily and hastily. And the design aesthetic is not something that feels artistically inspired. In fact, it feels like it. Let me give you an example. That's just bad programming and hardware? No, I disagree with you 100%. No, the models are ugly. The modern Pokemon models are ugly. Whereas in the Gen 1 models were ugly too. Okay, but somewhere along the line, the Pokemon models peaked. But now they're just gross. Now the Pokemon don't look cool. If you were to say, let's see, Pokemon 3D models. Yeah, Gen 9, sure. To me, that is not the coolest a Meowth can look, right? That's kind of like Pokemon in a way get kind of weird when they become 3D. Do you know what I'm saying? Because at a certain point, you're getting closer to this stuff, right? What's the end game of realistic Pokemon? They look like this? I think that looks funky. So to me, it's making Pokemon 3D makes them weird. Whereas they're kind of meant to be cartoons in my mind. Not these weird realistic 3D things. And I feel when you make Pokemon 3D, they look uglier. And when they are 2D and they're stylized, well, that's my favorite thing about, this is why I'm a Pokemon TCG truther, right? And the reason why I'm a Pokemon TCG truther is because you get actual artwork, right? Look how much cooler this Tornadus looks than a 3D model of a Tornadus. Do you see what I'm saying? Look at this, okay? And then look at this. The illustrations look better. Tricky, that's a thunderous. Whatever, man. The point stands. I'll bring whatever. The point still stands. There's Tornadus. Yes. Anyways, 3D model looks like crap. Illustrative quality looks incredible. I love the cards because they get personalized illustrations. To me, this unlocks my imagination. This is stale and uninspired. Do you understand what I'm saying? Stale, uninspired, looks like corporate slop. This illustrated, inspired, looks compelling, is actually interesting to look at. And this is just the normal art. I'm trying to be as fair as possible. This is just the normal art on a Tornadus. And I didn't go hunting for a cool artwork. I've just happened to pick the one that's right there. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm done with 3D Pokemon games. I'm over it. Unless they like fix them. And by fixing them, I feel like they'd have to do an awful lot. Like, look how incredible this is. That Thundurus looks amazing. I'll always love Pokemon cards because so long as they aren't just outsourcing every single card art to 5-band graphics, then like I'm going to love Pokemon cards forever. Now, if they get to a point where they're just like pumping out crappers that look like this on Pokemon cards, then yeah, maybe I will fall out of love with it. But the Pokemon card designs are always inspired. The artists are always inspired, right? Like, look how incredible. In fact, Creatures has been like leaning further into the beautiful art more and more. It's like every set, they're focusing more on the art now. They're focusing more on how good the Pokemon look. When I see a Thundurus like this, give me one still frame in any Pokemon video game where Thundurus makes you feel this cool. Now I'm going to make... Maybe this is just me being a boomer, okay? But I'm going to make a claim. All right. In Pokemon Emerald, this scene right here is pixel graphics. This is pixel graphics on a freaking Game Boy Advance, okay? But it's done in a way that is stylized, and your imagination really kind of like fills in the gaps and makes like, this feels epic, dude. Like, when you're playing this on the Game Boy, this is like as epic as it gets. Like, this makes you feel like Rayquaza is like the coolest Pokemon ever. This makes you feel like Groudon and Kyogre are like really fighting to end the world here. But it doesn't have to be like this crazy 3D realistic thing, right? What I'm saying is you can create an epic scene. Sometimes less is more. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't play this game as a kid, so like that's not just nostalgia talking. Like I just think that this was done. I think that scene was done more tastefully than any modern Pokemon video game ever. Yeah, I don't know. So that's my thing. I think that scene, if Pokemon could channel that kind of like aura and make their games feel inspired like that again, but now it's like uninspired. You got a bunch of uninspired. You got Quilava, literally Quilladin, okay? You've got Quilladin looking like a freaking bowling ball out here, okay? It's just not, you know, the 3D sprites are uninspired. They're uninspired. Got to go back, dude. Like, Pokemon look better. Yeah, Bid You Good Day says, all those moments when Koraidon and Miraidon were meant to look epic, they ended up just boring and mashing buttons to skip the animation. I'm saying, dude. It's exactly what I'm saying. I know. Wait, holy crap. Is Chase playing against his girlfriend in round 2? That'd be so sick. I think so. I think that's Chase's girlfriend. Oh no. I met her once. That's hype though. This is a league night first. Who's taking the dub? Hell yeah. Chase versus Ellen. God, you have, honestly, chatters, you have not lived until you have gone to a regional championship and got paired against your girlfriend there. Yeah, dude. Chase versus Ellen. Ellen, apparently last year I had heard that Ellen was really into Raging Bolt. And Raging Bolt is still a really good deck, so. But apparently Ellen had played some Magic the Gathering before she met Chase, but then obviously Chase is really into Pokemon, and so she started learning how to play the Pokemon trading card game once they started dating. All right. Well, thankfully, our round one donk is being followed up by a matchup that's sure to be much more exciting. Had Chase on the channel just the other day and got to test some next format decks with him. If you watch the most recent Rockets Mewtwo gameplay on the Tricky Jim YouTube channel, then you saw Chase piloting the Dragapult EX deck. He's a huge fan of Dragapult EX. Yo, shout out to Chase's Frog and Toad shirt too, dude. That's a sick shirt. Frog and Toad. Yo, shout out to Frog and Toad. All right, Chase versus Ellen, boyfriend versus girlfriend. Let's get some hype going. Should be a fun match. Looks like Chase has got Bombardier in his deck. We saw Bombardier being played in the Zoroark deck. So Chase is playing the Ends Zoroark deck, but unfortunately cannot get that Bombardier into the active spot. That was a question that I had looking at the Zoroark deck with Bombardier. Like, how often are you actually able to get that Bombardier into the active spot? Looks like Ellen is playing the Miraidon deck with Pikachu and Joltik. So she's got a great opening with Arven. Can use Arven for Bravery Charm and Nest Ball. Nest Ball and go get her a basic Pokemon out of the deck. Usually Miraidon is the pick. And there we go. Miraidon can use Tandem Units. Tandem Units search out 2 basic Lightning Pokemon from the deck, put them straight onto the bench. And it looks like she's opting for Joltik. Joltik has got the Jolting Charge attack, which allows you to search deck for 2 grass, 2 lightning energy, attach them to your bench Pokemon in any way you like. And with that Latias EX in the active, she's got the Skyliner ability activated. So her basic Pokemon have free retreat, and she will be able to easily maneuver into that Joltik to get a turn 1 Jolting Charge. And things are looking pretty rough out here for Chase, as Chase is going to be staring down a fully loaded board, scary lightning Pokemon on the second turn of the game. Energy goes to Joltik, and Ellen's got a great looking hand with Crispin and Boss's Orders in it. So Jolting Charge, going to grab pair of Grass Energy, pair of Lightning Energy, and Ellen's going to get to put those energy anywhere she wants on her board. Looks like she's got 1 energy going onto Pikachu and 3 energy onto the Iron Hands. She is anxious to amp Chase very much. Chase got a Zoroark EX. We'll use trade, discard Bombardier, finds the secret box. We've got 24 players tonight, so a healthy turnout on our Wednesday league nights. And we've got $240 of store credit in the prize pool for these top finishers. That'll be divided up amongst the top 4 finishers today, with the weight obviously being at the top. You finish first place, you're going to get a sizable chunk of that. It's probably about $100. Close to it. Chase has got Darkness Energy on Zoroark, the Power Glass on Zoroark, opts not to use the secret box he found in his hand. It's going to Iono. So both he and Ellen are going to get a fresh hand of 6. Zorua goes down. And here's an Artisan. So Chase can go get another Zorua for the bench. Or an Ensdaramaka. Also an option. We did see Zoroark is actually picking up steam right now in standard formats with a recent 9th place finish, Lucas Zing, at the Milwaukee Regional Championships. Lucas was playing that Bombardier in his list. There are 2 free retreaters you can start, so Badu and Cleffa to help get into a turn 1 Bombardier. Also, if you open one of your 2 Turo scenario, you can go Turo into Bombardier if you happen to have a way to search that out. But the crazy thing about Lucas's list is that he was playing 4 copies of Serrano, no Ultra Ball, 4 Serrano, and was using Serrano to go get those Pokemon EX out of the deck. Looks like Ellen's got Crispin this turn. And Crispin going to grab Metal and Grass. One of those energy will get accelerated to the board. Other one will go to hand. So Metal Energy going to Pikachu. And then I expect Ellen to go in with Iron Hands EX and start amping. And there we go. Grass Energy from hand to Iron Hands EX. Joltik will have free retreats with the Skyliner ability. And Iron Hands EX is doling out 120 damage with the Amp You Very Much attack, with the bonus effect that Ellen gets to take an additional prize card when she knocks out one of Chase's Pokemon with Amp You Very Much. So a 2 prize take there from Ellen. Ellen's got a very scary looking board with Iron Hands EX in the active spot, Pikachu EX on the bench with a Bravery Charm on it. Chase going to use Artisan to grab Reshiram. Reshiram only does 170 damage if you copy that attack with your Zoroark. And Chase has got a Serrano this turn, so looks as if Chase is playing Lucas's list, or something close to it, I would have to imagine. Serrano going to grab a pair of Ends Zoroark. And those will get evolved into play. We see Energy Switch in Chase's hand and Reversal Energy. There's our first trade. Trade number 2, sending away Badoo. There's a Defiance Band, so can help Chase to do increased damage. But the active Zoroark has a Power Glass on it, so not an option for his active. And here's trade number 3, discarding Energy Switch. No Darumaka in play, so Chase doesn't have the option to attack with En's Darmanitan or to copy En's Darmanitan either. So gonna have to settle for Virtuous Flame copy. Virtuous Flame does 170 damage. So the Iron Hand's taking a hit. But if Ellen has... Ooh, Boss's Order is actually not going to allow Ellen to take a bonus prize right now because Reshiram has 130 hit points. So it looks like Ellen's going to opt for Arven instead. I would suspect that this is going to be a turn for Pikachu to really smack. Deal 300 damage with that Topaz Bolt. But Ellen did attach the Bravery Charm to the Pikachu EX. I didn't like that attachment because I would have preferred to see that tool slot remain open for the Sparkling Crystal, which we see she does have in the hand right now. Pikachu EX is the only Terra Pokemon that this deck plays, so leaving that tool space open for the Sparkling Crystal is very good, as it basically makes it so your Pikachu EX can use Topaz Bolt for just 2 energy instead of 3. She does have Vessel in hand, though, so Ellen can use Earthen Vessel, go search for a Grass and a Lightning Energy, put those into her hand. With the Lightning Energy getting attached to Pikachu EX, Topaz Bolts will get to take a clean 1-hit KO on this active Zoroark EX. And here is Bravery Charm on Genesect. Chase cannot use his secret box when he draws into it now. Lightning Energy to Pikachu. And that Pikachu is ready to Topaz Bolt. She's got Prime Catcher also. I don't think that there is a reason to waste the Prime Catcher yet. I would want to see Ellen save that. It looks like that is the choice that she's making. Nope, never mind. Prime Catcher. Gonna bring up the Reshiram, but Iron Hands actually cannot knock out this Reshiram. The Reshiram's only got... And it looks like she is just realizing this. Oh no, Ellen, no! Yes, that is sad. So, she is just going to use Arm Press for the single prize knockouts. Still in a very dominant position, though, with 3 prizes taken. And Chase is certainly on the back foot. Honestly, if Ellen can just get another Pikachu EX down and get an energy drop on it this next turn, I would say she's in a very good position. Now, she's already in a dominant position. Chase, I think, has Night Stretcher in hand. Yes. So he can attack if he just brings back the Reshiram, which we see him do. And Iono going to get played. Chase does have a guaranteed knockout on this Iron Hands. We'll get to take 2 prizes. His other Zorua may be prized. Galvantula is also a valid attacker in this matchup. Zoroark is weak to grass. Still feels wrong, honestly. I'm still not used to that. Galvantula has got the shocking web attack, which can do base 130 damage if it has any lightning energy attached to it, and then 50 more damage to your opponent's active evolution, or not active evolution, active Pokemon with an ability, which Zoroark EX has. Zoroark going to take a knockout, copying Virtuous Flame. Ellen's Iron Hands goes down. And let's see what she's got. Okay, there is Iron Leaves in the deck. So Iron Leaves can also take a one-hit KO on Zoroark, as Zoroark is weak to grass. Just going to be an Iono this turn. She's going to set herself to a 3-card hand. Ultra Ball, Boss's Orders, Pokegear. And I think that she just kind of has to hold here, go in with Pikachu, take the KO, and then if she's playing the Galvantula could steal a one-hit KO next turn. Miraidon can tandem unit right now, so if she wants, she can go get another lightning Pokemon, or I think she does play Mew in the deck. So Ultra Ball could be quite valuable to go get Mew right now. Topaz Bolt, gonna get her 2 more prize cards. And this is where things are going to get interesting. Ellen has just 1 prize left to take, but no energy on board. Okay, excuse me. There's 1 metal energy on the Joltik. Chase is going to use Palpad back in to Iono. He's intent on setting Ellen to a 1-card hand. If Ellen can find Mew EX or Pheasantipity EX, those would be great hits so that she's got some board stability. Chase got trade. He's got the secret box in hand, but he can't play it. And then here is Iono. Chase going to get a draw of 4. Ellen only gets 1 card off the top of the deck. And oh my God, is that a Pheasantipity EX? Ellen, I don't think it gets any better than that. Wowee. I think Ellen's got a Fez draw off the Iono to 1. And her route to victory, let's think. I mean, what can Chase ideally... I mean, Chase is like looking like he's going to have to 2-hit KO this Pikachu. So it's not like Chase is doing anything really devastating. I mean, Pikachu has got the Resolute Heart ability, and it's got a Bravery Charm on it. So it's certainly going to be a 2-hit KO. But Chase is going to use Counter Catcher on the Latias EX, and then can take a 1-hit KO on Latias, as Latias is weak to Dark. And I think Chase just pulled 2 Ends Darumaka off the prizes, so that's where those were. Found them. And now Ellen's going to promote Joltik and draw. I think that's Crispin and Pheasantipity are the 2. Doesn't get much better than that. Flip the script. a draw of 3. There's a lightning energy. And there's the Galvantula! And Crispin in hand! If there's a grass energy in the deck, then Ellen wins. But there needs to be a single grass in the deck. Because Galvantula, Shocking Web, there's a lightning in hand, so you have to find grass and a different color energy. But does Ellen know that Zoroark is weak to grass? Let's take a look, Ellen. Crispin. Let's see. Tandem units. Oh, baby, it's all right here. Do not. Ultra Ball. Don't do it, Ellen. Don't. Do not. Don't do it, Ellen. Don't do it. Show Chase who's boss. Let's take a look at the deck with tandem units. It's always a good thing to do if you want to just search your deck for possibilities. Just use a search function. Use Artisan, you know? Just go look. Go look at the deck. Use Artisan. Use tandem unit. Do not commit this energy. She's probably locked into thinking that it has to be Pikachu in order to take this knockout. There we go. Love to see it. All right, let's take a look, Ellen. Let's take a look at the deck. What do we got? All right, there's a Psychic and a Grass. Oh, Win is in hand, folks. She has got Win in hand. Yes, she's got it, but she has to see it. Check Zoroark's weakness. It's weak to grass. Come on, Ellen. You're right there. What is Zoroark's weakness? All right, so she's going to fail the tandem unit. And then Crispin to the Jolt. Let's Crispin to the Joltik. I know, crazy idea. All right, Crispin to the Joltik. 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 All right, here's the Crispin. We need grass and literally anything else. Grass and Psychic, that'll do. Grass and Lightning, and she's going Pikachu for sure. Grass and Lightning, actually, she could still win if she attaches the grass with the effect of Crispin to the Joltik. She wins. All right, and the energy is going to Pikachu. No! All right, this is fine. This is fine. We could still rally, Ellen. Rally. If you evolve into the Galvantula, Chase is going to really have a lot to deal with here. Ultra Ball away the Galvantula. Chase looking at that, bro, for Iron Hands. And then Jolting Charge. No. Ellen, you got the whole squad rooting for you right now. It's all right, Ellen. This is how Ellen can still win. All right, Chase has got Trade, and then Cypher Maniac. He can stack whatever he wants. And like I said, Ellen has played Magic the Gathering before. She really has just picked up Pokemon relatively recently. Chase says she's an engineering student, I believe, so very bright. And exciting to see her piloting this deck and really just kind of learning all the ins and outs of standard formats here at League Nights. All right, Cypher Maniac will stack the deck. And then Ellen, I think Chase just passed. All right, what can we do? Counter catcher, black belt, and Chase wins with counter catcher black belts. Oh, Chase able to claw back from the jaws of defeat, even though Galvantula would have won the game. And there's the reaction. No! Ah! GG's. It's all in fun. Oh, yes. And you learn something new every day, folks. Who would have thought that the little tiny spider, Galvantula, was the key to victory? And Chase able to take the dub. GG's. Both these players love getting to see these two play at League. What a fun match. And there's many more to come here still at Full Grip Games. All right. Sheesh. That's what I'm saying. At League, you never know. The drama is real, dude. You never know what's going to happen at League. You never know. You never know what's going to happen. The drama, the excitement, the intensity. I'm working on a deck building project right now for Tricky Hideout. I've got my next Tricky Hideout deck right here. Next challenge between Heather and I. If you haven't already, definitely make sure to check out the coin flip video on Tricky Hideouts. That video was freaking sick, if I do say so myself. I thought it was sick. The coin flip video was a lot of fun. This next one is kind of crazy. It's a deck building challenge that has a very strict limitation on the kinds of Pokemon you can play, but no limitation on anything else. So it's like an unlimited challenge in a way, which is crazy because I've never even attempted to build an unlimited deck before. There are an obscene amount of options in an unlimited format. So like trainers, energy, all that, unlimited. But the Pokemon in your deck, severely limited. So like it's gonna be dope. And I ordered special sleeves. I ordered special thematic sleeves for the deck. That's how excited I am about this next I guess the coin flip battle was technically unlimited, but like there were severe limitations. Like, yeah, it was unlimited, but there were severe limitations on the trainers. The trainers all had to have coin flips. So like technically, yes, it was on. Technically, yes, the coin flip video used an unlimited card pool. But this one, there is no limitations on the trainers. So, like, the trainers are kind of crazy, honestly. I'm very excited. I don't want to give any spoilers away. Another Lysander's trump card play. I do have 2 of those in my deck. Yes, I do have 2 Lysander's trump card in my deck for sure. Well, if you're using Professor Oak every turn, if you're using Professor Oak from base set, you're gonna want to make sure that you've got trump card to put the cards back in. I can't wait to show you guys. Like the unlimited deck building challenge is like, it's a lot to take in, really. It is a lot to take in. But it's kind of fun because the Pokemon are so limited. Like the kinds of Pokemon you can play in your deck are so limited. There probably is like a very clear broken solution to whatever our challenge is. But the thing is that we don't know. So it's like an exploratory challenge, right? When you offer up these challenges, like that's the whole concept of the Tricky Hideout YouTube channel, is that there's like these challenges and we don't know what the answer to the challenge is. So we're gonna try and figure it out, right? Like for instance, what's the best coin flip deck you can possibly build, right? So like Heather and I did one of those where we battled using only coin flip cards. I thought that was interesting. It's like the solutions to these formats like don't exist, right? You can't just Google it. You can't just look up lists on Limitless. That to me is so much fun. The Tricky Hideout YouTube channel is really kind of like reinvigorated my love for the game in a lot of ways because you can't just copy lists. Like people don't just know what you're gonna play. You don't just know what your opponent is gonna play. Stellar Wish Gaming asks, "Did you allow the old Slow King for the coin flip challenge?" It's 30 minutes. You just watch the video. Maybe you should give it a good old perception. Why don't you give it a little click? And a little watch. It's a lot of fun. I highly recommend it. Yes. The fake card video is getting up to 200,000, so that's really exciting. I'm stoked on that. But yeah, these deck building challenges have been a ton of fun. This next one is going to be crazy. I got my deck built for it now, so I'm thrilled about it. We've got round 3 of Full Grip Games League coming right up. Let's see what we got going on in the tournament hall. If you're looking to make a trip out to Full Grip Games yourself, definitely make sure to check out the Destined Rivals release weekend tournament happening at the end of the month, May 31st and June 1st. We've got a $3,000 cash standard event happening on Saturday, May 31st, and a $3,000 cash Gym Leader Challenge event featuring Destined Rivals happening on June 1st. It's going to be a ton of fun. It's going to be the most prize money ever offered up for a Gym Leader Challenge event. So if you're in the area or not and just want to come out and visit the shop, you won't regret it. It's going to be a ton of fun. Space is limited for the event, and seats did sell out for our Journey Together release weekend tournaments. So if you're thinking about coming, you're thinking about registering, don't want to delay too long, as seats did sell out last time. Now, this is a fun matchup. We have got Zach Pra on the left, who is a Full Grip Games Standard League Night regular, against Ben Morse, who did top 8 our Journey Together release weekend 3K with Gardevoir, but he is more of a Gym Leader Challenge player. He is a Gym Leader Challenge regular. He runs his own YouTube channel. He throws dice all over the place, and he is he's very dialed into Gym Leader Challenge formats, but apparently got coerced to show up to Standard this week, so should be a lot of fun. He may be trying to get some reps in before the Destined Rivals 6K doubleheader. He was the only player who top-8'd both the Standard and the Gym Leader Challenge events that we had for Journey Together. He top-8'd the 3K with Gardevoir. If you watch the Tricky Gym video on Gardevoir, the Gardevoir Explained video, Ben Morse is the co-host of that video. And then Ben Morse went on to win the Gym Leader Challenge 1K for Journey Together. And it looks like he is playing his favorite Standard deck, Gardevoir. And you know what, folks? I would expect nothing else from Sir Benjamin Morse. Ben Morse, he loves Gardevoir. He's been playing the deck ever since it released in Scarlet and Violet base set. He has played it now through multiple rotations and was the only player who I knew leading up to the release of Journey Together and leading up to rotation who still believed in Gardevoir after rotation. I thought Gardevoir was going to be a terrible deck after rotation. It was not in my top 3 decks in Standard format, probably not even in my top 5 decks in Standard format. But Ben, he believed. He saw, a couple of top 16, top 32 results from Japan's Champions League and said, you know what? That's enough for me. I think Gardevoir is still a top threat in Standard formats. Went on to top 8 the Full Grip Games Journey Together 3K, and now is continuing to play it and is happy to see that it has asserted itself as one of the top decks in our post-rotation formats. He has had no qualms with projecting that he is going to just run it back with Gardevoir again at the upcoming Destined Rivals release weekend 3K. So cool to see him here at League, getting some reps in with the deck that he loves so much. Zach Pra is a Bolt main. Every single Pokemon League in the world, I feel like, has a Zach Pra. Someone who has been playing Raging Bolt the entire time it's legal and will play it exclusively until the day it rotates. Every league's got a Zach Pra at it. Just the Bolt head. The Bolt enthusiast, if you will. And you know what? I respect that. I wish my life operated like that, where I just had a deck that I believed in so much that I would bring it to every single tournament and I wouldn't even think twice about it. I used to have that. It used to be it used to be me and Mew VMAX. It used to be me and Chen Pao Baxcalibur. It used to be me and Blastoise Keldeo. It used to be me and Mewtwo EX Electric. It used to be me and Raybor. It used to be me and Landorus Crobat. These were the decks that I played for months straight at a time. It used to be me and Night March. How could I forget about Night March? I played Night March for like 2 years, dude. And then when it rotated out of standard, I just kept playing it and expanded. Same with Blastoise. When Blastoise rotated out of standard, I just kept playing it and expanded. With Archies. Yes. And now, I just have no deck that I love in standard format. It's so sad. There's nothing calling my name. It's so painful right now. Can I get an amen in the chat? Anybody feel me on that? Anybody out there just soul searching for a deck? God, when I see someone else just fall in love with a standard deck, I'm like, why can't that be me? I don't love anything right now. I don't even care. The deck doesn't have to be wholesome. The deck doesn't have to be fair. The deck doesn't have to be a certain kind of way. The deck doesn't have to accelerate energy. I don't know what it is about a deck that makes me love it. It just got to click, you know? It's just got to have the it factor. I'm just desperately looking for a deck with that it factor, dude. And just nothing has scratched that itch since Baxcalibur fell off. All right, Ben has got a Bravery Charmed Badoo. Monkey Dory on the bench. Ralt's in the active with an energy on it so it can retreat. Zach Praw has the Raging Bolt in the active spots, which could be annoying for sure. Raging Bolt has the Thunderburst Storm attack, so if Zach can find maybe a Noctowl, use Jewel Seeker, get a Sada, if Zach just has a Sada in hand. Nope, just going to be an energy to Bolt and Passaruni. Oh, baby. And that is exactly what Badoo can do, folks. The power of Badoo. And that itchy pollen. Making things so itchy up in here. No items can be played. 10 damage, free attack. This little guy has changed the landscape of standard formats. 100%. Looks like Ben is going to Ultra Ball for Gardevoir. Artisan can go get another basic Pokemon. Looks like Zach's got a lot of items in their hands. I have to imagine that with the Ultra Ball for Guardy, Ben has a rare candy ready to go. You would think. And here is Screamtail. Now the Tealstone Mask cannot be targeted on the bench by damage because of the Terra effect that it's got. But either of the Hoot Hoot could get picked off by Screamtail. And it looks like Ben does have the rare candy Gardevoir right there. So he can pop that Gardevoir right into play. But does he want to just Itchy Pollen for another turn? Or does he want to go on the aggressive? I have to imagine that that is the decision that he's weighing right now. He's got a couple of energy in the discard pile. And Ben's going to not rare candy into Guardian, instead just use Itchy Pollen for one more turn. The only way he truly gets punished for that play is if Zach busts out the Iono. Which, I mean, could definitely happen if Zach had top decked a Noctowl. I mean, could have been an easy grab Iono situation. I think it is 2 fighting energy on the active Bolt, though, so that Bolts can't attack unless one of those holographic energies is lightning. They both look like fighting to me, though. And I think that's a 3rd fighting. Good God. All right, and the Raging Bolt will retreat to the Teal Mask Ogerpon. And Teal Mask Ogerpon is going to take business into its own hands. Myriad Leaf Shower will take a knockout, doing 120 damage. The Bravery Charm on the Badoo, not enough to save it. And then Ben will have an option to rare candy into Gardevoir and retaliate. So first prize of the game goes to Zach as they take prize with Myriad Leaf Shower. Immediate rare candy, Gardevoir. There are 2 Psychic Energy in the discard. Nest Ball can go get Pheasantipity. And then with Flip the Script, Ben will get to draw 3 cards. He's looking for a way to get another Psychic Energy in the discard pile. I think he's got a Darkness Energy in hand, so he could attack with Gardevoir for 190 damage, but that's just not what he wants to do. He actually wants to one-hit KO the Teal Mask and attach that Darkness Energy. The Vessel and the Psychic gets it there immediately. Ben plays it to go get more energy out of the deck. Now he can one-hit KO the Teal Mask Ogerpon, can put the Darkness Energy onto the Monkey Dory. Monkey Dory has got the Adrenabrain ability and can move some of the extra damage counters placed onto Gardevoir by the Psychic Embrace ability, move them onto one of Zach's Pokemon. And I think it's going to be the active, so that Gardevoir can take that clean one-hit KO. Second monkey down. And it looks like Research is in hand as well. Huge Research there. 2 Psychic Energy into the discard pile. And Ben is able to find another Kirlia. Great backup to have just in case this Gardevoir does get smacked by a Raging Bolt. And Darkness Energy in hand. He's already attached Darkness for turn to the benched Monkey Dory. Psychic Embrace. 3 energy loaded up onto Gardevoir. And Bravery Charm going to go on to the Fez. And Monkey Dory can move 3 of those damage counters from the Gardevoir. And it looks like Ben is just going to move those to the active. Then Miracle Force for 190 damage and the knockouts, giving Ben the lead with 2 prizes taken, clearing Zach of all energy on board. That was a costly retreat of the Raging Bolt. Keep in mind, Zach had 6 energy in play just last turn, but paid 3 energy to retreat Raging Bolt, and then 3 energy just got removed from the Teal Mask Ogerpon. So tons of energy down now for Zach. No Raging Bolt EX in play yet. No Terra Pokemon in play currently either. Zach wanted to go on the offensive last turn, and they didn't have the lightning energy that they needed under item lock to attack with Raging Bolt. So they retreated 3 fighting energy off the bolts. It seemed very costly, in my opinion, but Zach has access to their items now, as we can see. Nest Ball for Teal Mask Ogerpon. Earthen Vessel, grab a couple energy out of the deck. Discarding Mew EX. And it looks like it's going to be maybe Zach just taking stock of all of the energy they have left. Going to be a Grass and a Lightning. And then what else are we cooking here? Zach's certainly in a very tough spot. Here's a Raging Bolt EX. Crispin. I think Zach is out of fighting energy. I mean, with the 3 energy retreated off of the Raging Bolt earlier, like, is there a fighting energy available still? Was this just a gross miscalculation? We have to see. Lightning to the Raging Bolts. I don't see a Noctowl. Gotta be a Teal Dance, just trying to find something. Another Sada. But I think that Zach is just gassed out, losing those 3 fighting energy. And I think Zach has to pass. Just completely overcooked. Going to be an attachment to Fan Rotom for turn, which feels horrendous. And Assault Landing for 70. Keep in mind, Ben is going to be able to remove 6 of those damage counters with Monkey Dory. So the Assault Landing is only doing net 10. Ben's got another Darkness energy in hand. Going to put that on Monkey Dory. And he can pretty much do whatever he wants, make whatever kind of magic he wants to make happen here. He can do. He's got Scream Tail. He's got 6 damage counters to move. He's got lots of energy in the discard as well. And check Zach's hand size. Zach unable to find Ultra Ball, unable to find Noctowl, unable to make that play happen last turn. You know that hurts. And Ben just deciding, you know what, I kind of have to Iono here. There we go. Iono. Ben's going to get 4. Zach gets 5. Earthen Vessel again. And discard Psychic Energy. Grab another Darkness out of the deck. And then Ben's going to retreat into Screamtail. Looks like it's real Screamtail hours here. Psychic Embrace. Going to move 6 damage counters to the active Fan Rotom. Ben looking at maybe cleaning up a bonus prize on that next turn. 4 energy going on to Screamtail. 160 damage. Going to clear one of the Hoot Hoot on Zach's bench. Ben goes to 3 prizes, and it is very conceivable that Ben would win the game next turn. All he has to do is finish off the Fan Rotom and then take a 2-prizer as a KO. Let's see, what does Zach have here? Finally, a Noctowl. Goodness. Jewel Seeker. Let Zach search the deck for 2 trainer cards. Upon evolution. And off the Jewel Seeker, I mean, the active only has 10 hit points left. Zach can take that KO easily. But wants to disrupt Ben as much as possible. That's the scary thing, is Ben's still got 3 prizes left, but Ben could still potentially win on the next turn in the game. So Iona only going to set Ben to a 3-card hand, especially with Pheasantipity in play. Night Stretcher going to grab that fighting energy that Zach had missed last turn. We also see energy retrieval finally in Zach's hand as well. Latias EX getting benched. Jamming Tower, so no tool cards. And here is Iono. Zach will get 5, Ben will get 3. And then Assault Landing can clean up this knockout. I also see Prime Catcher in Zach's hand. Looks like they're going to save it. And Fan Rotom takes the KO. Zach goes to 4 prizes left. What does Ben have off of Iono to 3? Pheasantipity will refill his hand. Allow him to get an extra draw of 3. Apparently, Gym Leader Challenge is coming to TCG Live tomorrow, so I'm excited to see how that goes. Hopefully, everyone gives it a try and has fun playing Gym Leader Challenge format on TCG Live. That'll start up tomorrow on the Pokemon Trading Card Game Live. And I'm going to be at a wedding in Baltimore, so I'll not be streaming tomorrow. But I do plan on taking a day to stream Pokemon Trading Card Game Live with Gym Leader Challenge formats next week. So I'll end up posting that on my stream schedule in the Tricky Gym Discord. This should be a lot of fun. Adrenabrain going to finish off the active. And now Ben has yet to attack. So still has to figure out who he would like to attack with. Probably just going to be an attack with Gardevoir. Seems reasonable. You've already got a backup Gardevoir on the bench. And then Ben going to Iono right back. Feels bad as he's exhausted all of his draw and taken a prize already, so drawing even less cards off of the Iono than he would have beforehand. Psychic Embrace. Charge a couple of energy. Still got one more Monkey Dory. And that damage getting moved on the Raging Bolts, put it into range of another Gardevoir attack. I can hear the bar playing music from here. And usually I don't pay the music any mind. But Last Resort just came on. By Papa Roach, and it's like blasting right now. I just had like nostalgia whiplash by Papa Roach blasting through the bar speakers. This is my last resort. Suffocation, no breathing. Dang, dude. When did that song come out? Was that 1999, 2000? 2000. Man. Year 2000, dude. Year freaking 2000. Year 2000. Crazy year, dude. I can't go on living this way. Cut my life into pieces. This is my last resort. Yeah, point of view, I'm at the community pool with my binder of Pokemon cards and a pixie stick that goes from the ground to my waist, drowning in sugar, drinking Surge soda, and listening to Papa Roach on the radio. And that's it. Ben Morse will be the winner of round 3. Is that it? I thought that was a scoop. Is that a scoop? Is it not a scoop? Is it a scoop? Are we in it? Are we playing? That's it, right? All right. When players scoop, you know, usually I look for the key motions. The cards need to get scooped into the hand. That's how I know that a concession has been made. It looks like Zach just unable to get going quickly, which is what Raging Bolt really wants to do. So unfortunate there for Zach, but quite fortunate for Ben, who advances to 3-0 at Standard League nights, taking a little bit of a vacation from Gym Leader Challenge to get in there with his favorite Standard deck. Great to see him doing well at Standard League. All right. I'm going to take a quick break here, folks. And when I come back, we're going to be streaming round 4 of Full Grip Games League. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back after this quick break. Make sure to check out dragonshield.com for all the best trading card game sleeves and accessories, as well as fullgripgames.com for all the best Pokemon TCG singles and sealed product. I'll be right back. Yo, what's up? We're back. Thank you for the patience. Thank you, Manderson and Axel Fuhrer, for those subs. Gazer Beam as well. Everybody over on Twitch. Yes, thank you. We're getting ready for round 4 here at Full Grip. And it is 4 of 5. So we've got 2 rounds to go. And I still need to find a standard deck that I like. I don't know. I'm kind of interested in the Flareon EX deck. I think that deck looks kind of cool. Ian Robb played the top 8 of the Milwaukee Regional Championships. I'm a little bit concerned that Flareon EX gets much worse in our Destined Rivals format, which is the format that I'm kind of like preparing to play in for... Man. There we go. The format that I'm preparing to play in for the North American International Championships. I'm worried that Flareon gets worse because of Mimikyu coming out, right? So, like, Flareon, pretty good attacker. Carnelian, 280 damage for 3. Yeah, love that. But then, you know, does Mimikyu kind of put a wrench in that? That's my question. You know, you got the Mimikyu that can just copy your opponent's active Terra Pokemon's attack for just 2 energy. Very easy to splash this card. Hello, Tepig. Very easy to splash this card into Gardevoir. Any Rocket deck can play this card. Any deck that plays Crispin can play this card for an easy single prize 1-hit KO on Flareon. So that is a concern that I have for sure. So, you know, I'm kind of... Rocket decks might not be real. CMT. Rocket decks might not be real, but the Mimikyu might be, right? I mean, just copying a Terra Pokemon's attack for a Psychic and a Colorless very easily can slot into any deck playing Crispin, right? Very easily slot into any Rocket deck. All right. We have got round number 4. Quattro. Coming right up. Here we go. We have got Ian Retger versus Dylan Ryan. Let's head over to the table and see what we got. Looks like John and Ben facing off. Chase and Thad. And then on our feature match table, we have got Ian Retger on the right. And Dylan Ryan on the left. Dylan Ryan is 2-0-1. And Ian is 2-1. Both players still in the running for a top 4 finish here at Full Grip. And I'm sure that they would like to win out, because if they win out, they will get to share in a piece of that $240 store credits prize pool on the line. There's still one more round to go after this one. Looks like the matchup is orange versus silver. Okay. Which sleeve color are you rooting for? You team orange sleeves, team silver sleeves? Which sleeves would you be more likely to play in? I see Dylan has got a Crispin and a Fire Energy in his hand, so might be on Dragapults. No idea what Ian is on, but they've got a very cool Rayquaza shirt. Rayquaza. And, if I'm not mistaken, John Patterson has got some serious competition in the mustache department, folks. I don't know that I've seen a mustache this glorious at Full Grip Games ever before. All right, I'm rooting for Ian. Here we go. Good luck. Let's get into it. 30 minutes on the clock. And I was wrong. Dylan is playing the Charcadet deck. This guy, Charcadet Senior. The guy who evolved from Charcadet. Come on, Chad, help me out. The Mega Man looking dude. Ceruledge, right? Is it Armor? It's got to be Ceruledge. Isn't it Ceruledge is the good one? Ceruledge EX with Revavroom. Vroom, vroom. All right, we've got Dylan Ryan on the left playing Ceruledge with Revavroom. Ceruledge has an attack that does more damage for the amount of basic energy you have in the discard pile. The Abyssal Flames attack. 30 damage plus 20 more damage for each energy card in your discard pile. Pairs perfectly with Revavroom, who can discard an energy from your hand and then fill your hand to 6. Dylan wasting no time, getting some energy in the discard pile. Turn 1, Carmine. Discard that hand. And then we also see Cycling Road in the hand as well. So Dylan going to use Earthen Vessel, discard Fire Energy, get 2 more Fire Energy. And then Revavroom. All you have to do is discard an energy. Doesn't have to be a specific type of energy. You could discard Special Energy, Jet Energy, whatever. And Rumbling Engine will fill your hand to 6. Looks like Dylan is not going to attach an energy. And Ian, oh, baby, is playing the Feraligatr deck. Feraligatr Walls. All right, now when this rotation first happened, I was very hype on Feraligatr Walls, but I have not seen this deck win on stream yet. Ian, I believe in you and your glorious mustache. This is going to be the first Feraligatr win captured on stream here at Full Grip Games. And Ian is starting off mighty strong, going second, getting the turn 1 Arven, Precious Trolley. Fill that bench right up. Couple of Totodile. Monkey Dory. Relicanth. And then, of course, TM Evolution as well. So Ian can get a couple of Croconaw going also. And the last bench space reserved for none other than Mimikyu. Mimikyu has got a Safeguard ability, which makes it so that it cannot be damaged by Pokemon EX. So, curious to see what kind of route this Ceruledge deck has to handle this, right? Because the Feraligatr will get to hit Ceruledge for weakness, which is great. And Ceruledge is an EX attacker, which gets walled off by Mimikyu. So really a lot of issues here for Dylan. Dylan does have Secret Box. So he's going to discard 3 energy from his hand and get to search his deck for one of each kind of trainer card. Let's take a look at the results from Milwaukee. I'm looking at the 25th place Ceruledge list by Joey Gaeta. This is not the same list that Dylan is playing. Dylan is the Secret Box in his list. Joey was playing the Brilliant Blender. And 4 Luminous Energy, too. I guess with the 4 Luminous Energy, you can attack with Monkey Dory. So that's kind of cool. You could even attack with Revivroom if you wanted to. There's also the Vengeful Punch that I see in Dylan's list. Okay, so maybe Dylan's got his own homebrew he's cooking up. The question's going to be if his homebrew has an answer to that Safeguard Mimikyu. Just when you thought the stall decks were dead, just when you thought that maybe it was safe to play a deck that does not have an answer to a wall Pokemon, that is the best time to play a wall deck. Yeah, thank you so much, Stevie, for that sub in the 40 months. Appreciate you, Stevie. Thank you for the continued support over the years. I really appreciate it. Dylan's got an Ultra Ball, Ceruledge in the active. Ultra Ball, 2 more Fire Energy. Yeah, lots of energy in the discard pile. And thank you, Mugiwara Patrick, for that $2 dono over on YouTube. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. And thank you for the kind words as well. We got another Ceruledge, Revivroom, Rumbling Engine. Discard that Fire Energy from the hand. Dylan will draw 4, filling his hand to 6. Finds a Vengeful Punch, Fire Energy, and I take it there are plenty of energy in that discard pile to knock out the Monkey Dory. There we go. Ceruledge, Abyssal Flame. Yeah, plenty of energy. And Dylan will take a prize and will gladly promote Mimikyu. And Ian had a great start, but this hand looks dead, folks. It's super dead. Ian, we believe in you. You will be the first player to win with Feraligatr on stream. Come on. We've got all of our hopes and dreams depend on you and your glorious mustache not dead drawing with Feraligatr, which is what pretty much every other Feraligatr player has done on stream so far. I was depending on you to break the mold. But instead, just a Mimikyu pass. That is a tough situation to be in, but not uncommon for the Feraligatr deck, if I'm going off of what I've seen here on the stream tables before. Dylan's got Rumbling Engine, finds another Rumbler. Another Revivroom. And has to pass. Ian got his wish. And Dylan does not have a way through the Mimikyu, so Ian's just going to pass. And frankly, if all Ian does is just pass with Mimikyu active, you have to ask, does Dylan have a way to eventually deal with the Mimikyu? I mean, sure, like Charcadet, I guess, could swing. Dylan's going to use this pal pad and chuck a couple of boss's orders back into the deck, suspecting that he will indeed need those because he does not have a great way to get through this Mimikyu. We got Night Stretcher for Ian. No real targets for that Night Stretcher. I mean, sure, there's a target, but doesn't help a lot, you know? And then probably just has to pass, wait for a stronger supporter to come off the top of the deck. All right, looks like Dylan is going to use Jet Energy on Charcadet, and the Charcadet is going in 20 damage at a time. Ian just needs to find a Darkness Energy, really. Counter Catcher will bring up Revavroom. Yeah, and if Ian can find a Darkness Energy, he can start moving those damage counters off of the Mimikyu. So really doesn't need a lot in order to really start making things terrible for Dylan. In fact, I think I would have liked to see Ian just kind of hold on to that Night Stretcher instead of evolving up into Feraligatr. Because then you could use the Night Stretcher if like Mimikyu gets knocked out, or if Mimikyu gets knocked out, you bring it back. Or if Monkey Dory gets knocked out, you could bring it back. Looks like one more pass. All right, Mimikyu has got one more attack from Charcadet in him. And then Ian will have to draw something. Ian has to find something. The clock is ticking. This Charcadet is using Will-O-Wisp for 20 damage. 20 damage at a time. Is this the card? A Water Energy? Not... Well, yeah, actually. That will allow Feraligatr to knock out... that is quite significant. The Feraligatr can knock out the Charcadet with Rescue Board and the Water Energy. So... let's see it. You gotta knock out the Charcadet. The Charcadet. Just a pass? No retreat to Feraligatr with the... Wait, what? All right. I don't understand not knocking out the Charcadet there, gotta say. Would have liked to see Rescue Board get attached to the Mimikyu so that it could retreat for free. I don't know if Ian knows what his deck does. Unfortunately, I don't know if Ian knows that the Relicanth allows Feraligatr to use Croconaws hit and run attack. Because that's what Ian needs to be doing right now. Is like using hit and run. Yeah, I don't really understand the situation. I don't get it. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I don't get this one, folks. I'm trying to put myself in the situation and see what Ian sees, but I don't see it. All right, we got a Crispin. Darkness and Water Energy. And, I mean, that can allow the Blood Moon to attack, but you don't necessarily want to attack with the Blood Moon because then it's just game over, right? So that's just a pass. And I have to think that boss knockout Blood Moon is just game here. Let's count these energy. We all wanted to see you be the one to win with Feraligatr on stream, Ian. We all wanted to see it. I have not witnessed Feraligatr win a game yet. Every time, I have so much hope, and my dreams are crushed. Why is it? All right, Dylan retreats these 2 energy off of the active. Boss up the Ursaluna, and that is game. GG's, GG's, GG's. Dylan is your round 4 winner. And will advance to 3-0-1 here at Full Grip Games. Brutal. Brutal, brutal. Would have definitely liked to see Ian use the Relicanth to copy Croconaul's attack so that the Feraligatr could have one-hit KO'd the Charcadet. The Charcadet was really the only thing that was a problem for Ian. The Charcadet 4-hit KO'd the Mimikyu. It was a 4-hit KO. 2, 4, 6, 8. A 4-hit KO. So that is tough. But alas, that is the life of a league commentator. We get to witness some head scratchers sometimes, folks. That is how it goes. All right, 1 round remains. We've got Ben Morse in the running for the dub. And he is in his match against John Patterson. John Patterson, again, just hot off of his top 64 finish at the Milwaukee Regional Championships. Ben Morse just won the Journey Together Gym Leader Challenge 1K, top 8'd the standard 3K. Chase, I think, just finished in the top, was it 512? I forget what Chase's tweet was. I think he did okay. He went like 5, was it 522? I don't know. Let me see. Chase went to Milwaukee as well. Top 512. Yep. Apparently Ben Peacock finished in the day 2 of Milwaukee with the Dragapult list that Chase and he came up with. So congrats to Ben Peacock on a good run at Milwaukee as well. Love seeing the locals get out there to the regional championships. It's a lot of fun. And I'm always rooting for our locals to do well on the regional stage. Dylan getting in there with the sub. Yo, thank you, Dylan. Where are you subbing from? Where are you? There he is. with the Twitch sub. My man, Dylan. Thank you, Dylan. Yes. Cerulege. 4-hit KO. That Mimikyu, Dylan. 4-hit KO. Yes, we love to see it. We love to see it. Beautiful. Should be a close race tonight with Dylan advancing to 3-0-1. He's in a win and win situation, I believe. Unless there's an undefeated. Oh, and there's Ben Peacock right there. You could tell by his beautiful long locks. Yes, Ben Peacock finished in his first day 2 of the Milwaukee Regional Championships as well. I was not able to attend Milwaukee, unfortunately, but I will be at NAIC, folks. I just got to figure out a deck to play. I got to start recruiting testing partners. I got to get in the testing boot camp. I got to get in the throes of the testing boot camp, folks. That's what I need to do. I need to start hitting up locals, bro. Being like, yo, let's get some games in, dude. 'Cause I don't know what's from what right now. I haven't even been playing. I'm still dialed into the Pokemon TCG, obviously. Like, I follow all the tournament results. I commentate over League twice a week. Like, I'm dialed in. I'm dialed in. I know what's good. But I am playing the least amount of standard formats with my own hands, in my own brain. I am playing the least amount of standard formats that I have played since 2011 right now. A lot of that has to do with being a dad, okay? that's yeah, that kind of, I don't know, the whole having a child thing kind of took over a large chunk of the whole mental energy thing. And then also the practicality of going to events. And it's been incredible, really. I mean, there's nothing like it. It's been amazing. It's been amazing raising my little son and having our little family together. You know, me, him, and my wife, Natalie, just incredible. It's the most amazing experience of my life. But, yeah, retirement in the Pokemon TCG is hitting kind of hard. So I got to figure out what the heck to play. And I hate being in that situation where I just don't know, because that's like not, you know, I'm partial to a deck. But right now, I don't know, man. Got to figure it out. Time to open up the client. Well, the new Rocket set doesn't come out till the end of the month on the client. Can't I just solve what the play is with my mind? Can't I just, like, look at all of the decks and objectively just decide what the best play is? Can't I just theorymon myself into this? Can't I just, like, theory craft my way into the perfect play? Oh, yeah. Weren't we just over here? What is it? Limitless Labs, right? Limitless Labs. Milwaukee. Metagame. Deck by win percentage. Bonnet Dustnor. That's it. That's the play, baby. Bonnet Dustnor. All right, we need the deck with the highest win percent. Bonnet Dustnor. Record of 5-3, 62% win percentage. That's it, bro. I want to look at the day 2 win percentage. No, I want to look at overall win percentage. Conversion. Gouging fire, 100%. 100% conversion rate to day 2. Gouging fire. Okie dokie. 100% conversion rate to day 2. Slacking. 100% conversion. This is why you don't trust statistics. You can make statistics say whatever you want. Everybody who played slacking at Milwaukee made day 2. I'm just saying, bro. Everybody who played slacking made day 2. This is how my local school board does statistics. No. Greninja Blaziken. Greninja Blaziken. Holy smokes, dude. Flareon Noctowl, pretty high up there for real. And Zoroark actually is pretty high up there in conversions. Feraligatr, dude. Combined tournament, how do you do that? All right, let me see what's the best deck for Americans to play. Yes. Yes, Shaman exists in NAIC, so I wouldn't necessarily depend on playing a spread deck. Oh, wow. I can just click all of these. Wow. Apply. Whoa. I have so much more data now. It's crazy. I'm so powerful with my data. Mamoswine. Tell me something good, Mamoswine. 38% win percentage. Oh, brother. All right, let's sort by win percentage. Banette Dusknoir, still the top, dude. Nobody can beat Banette Dusknoir except for these 3 people. That's it. Only 3 losses. Think about that. Only 3. The deck has only lost 3 times over the course of 4 regional championships. Only 3 losses. It's kind of huge when you think about it, you know? Copper Raja. Okay, now this was the data I needed. Copper Raja. All right, what's favored, Dragapult or Gardevoir? Wasn't there just a region? Yeah, what happened at? That's it. Pokeka book. Yeah, I would love you to translate this to English. That'd be great. Can you do that? All right, which one of these is the Champions League? That? CL 2025? Thank you, Jesse. God bless. All right, we found it. Zard Dusknoir 1. All right, someone explain that to me. Zard. Why is Zard back? Is Zard back? Is Zard back like it never left? Gotta figure out a way to do 330 damage again. It probably... I probably should just play infinite games of Gardevoir between now and NAIC. Right? Like, this just seems like the most reasonable deck. All right, a Flareon deck did make top 16. Okay. I played Gardevoir to NAIC 2 NAICs ago. And I played it to LAIC 2 LAICs ago. It's been a long... Listen, Gardevoir was way worse to play back then, okay? Like, way worse. Gardevoir is so easy now. It's different, but it's so much easier. Bro, Gardevoir used to be like... there used to be so many game actions in the Gardevoir deck that, like, it was almost impossible to play a best of 3 with that thing. God, the whole Mirage step. Oh, my goodness, yeah. That was a nightmare. Oh, yo, there's a Leafeon? All right. Jesse, I want to play Evolutions to NAIC. Can we do that? I just want to become an Evolution sicko. You know what? I'm just gonna stop asking questions and I'm just gonna do it. All right, I need to purchase a couple Flareon. The deck seems broken. You get to use Noctowl, you get to use Flareon. You can get a turn 1 Flareon if you want to. You can Angelite things. You can get a turn 1 Flareon. Why is this deck bad against Terrabox? Who cares about Terrabox, bro? Terrabox seems terrible. All right, what's Leafeon do? $230, heal 100 damage. 100 from each of your bench Pokemon? You gotta be kidding me, dude. All right, here's what we need to do. We need to play max rarity evolution deck. This is how we get it done. Imagine the look on your opponent's face when you play a max rarity evolution deck. Don't Noctowl decks die because of the new Rocket Stadium? Nobody's playing the new Rocket Stadium because that card stinks. Because, like, look at the Rocket Stadium only impacts decks with Noctowl. The winning list played it. 2 copies? Yeah, I guess. Certainly quite good for shutting off Noctowl. Was able to beat a Raging Bolt Noctowl in the finals. Pidgeot, I mean, yeah. You really think people are going to play Watchtower, dude? Come on. Nobody's going to play Watchtower. Nobody's going to play Watchtower. Come on. Come on. I mean, come on. All right, what the heck is up with this Marnie deck, dude? This Marnie's deck, I don't know that I've been more confounded by a top finishing deck than Japan's obsession with the Marnie Frostlass deck. Yo, we should play Slacking. Yeah, slacking with the watchtower, dude. Just turn off your own slacking with watchtower. There you go. That's it. Nah, I think the Watchtower, that card stinks, bro. They need to print Garbodor, Garbotoxin. Bring Garbotoxin back, then I'll be impressed. I would play a Garbotoxin deck so fast, bro. If they reprint Garbotoxin, I'm back. 2026, I'm back, dude. I'm back. I'm playing Pokemon with the baby carrier. We got standings right now. Ben Morse, 4-0. Dylan Ryan, 3-0-1. Those are your top 2 seeds. We also have John Patterson at 3-1. Zach Praw at 3-1. Ben Peacock at 3-1. Thad Wayand at 3-1. And Jim Weaverling at 3-1. So a tight race here coming down the line. Our 5th and final round is up, folks, and these players are getting ready. And we've got ourselves a playoff between Ben Morse and Dylan Ryan. Let's go. We got ourselves a real gamer showdown here, folks. Dylan Ryan, 3-0-1. Sarah Ledge, Ben Morse, 4-0. Guardy. Yeah, I'm just gonna play Guardy for NAIC, bro. Who am I kidding? Why wouldn't I not? Sarah Ledge is cool, but Gardevoir will win this matchup. Gardevoir is going to win because it's the good deck. Trust me. The bad decks never beat the good decks. It never happens, dude. The bad decks never beat the good decks. We should just play Flareon with 4 stadiums in it so we don't get bopped by a rocket tower. All right, and we're off. Looks like Ben's going first. Got a Ralts on the bench. And a bunch of supporters that he cannot play. The version of Guardy that I like the best, just from looking at it, is the version that plays 4 Research, 4 Iona. That's been the version that looks dopest to me. I believe that's, yeah, Brent Tonnisson's build, right? Yeah, Brent Tonnisson's build. Yeah, that list looks insane. So, I like Brent Tonnison's build. No Zork. Just Guardy. Yup. Fez. I could see maybe a Mew EX. That's it. Look how many results that list has. I know, it's nuts. Because the list is cracked, dude. That's the lists. All right, looks like Ben's got a pair of Ralts out. I got to start the clock. Pair of Ralts out. Thanks to Artisan. Dylan going to use Artisan, get things started. And see what he's got access to. Yeah, honestly, I think... What does Guardy struggle against? Just the Joltik Iron Hands deck? Well, that deck's terrible, so... I'm not worried about that. The Joltik Iron Hands deck is like the worst deck I've ever seen. Goldengo, do not play with me. Nothing loses to Goldengo, dude. Nothing loses to Goldengo. Goldengo is terrible. I'm not wasting an ASC on Goldengo. All right, Fire Energy to Varoom and Research. Dylan is cruising through the deck. Buddy Poffin. Dylan's going to get a couple more Charcadet out of the deck. I lied. It's actually not going to at all. Just going to fail it. Yo, that was a slick toss of the Vengeful Punch. Did anybody else see that? Say, Ben Morris, you're a wizard, dude. I don't know that I've ever seen a toss so slick. I've watched a lot of Pokemon cards in my days, but I've never seen something like that, bro. He thinks he's Gambit, dude. I only know who Gambit is because I saw the most recent Deadpool. I had never heard of that dude. Until the Deadpool movie came out. All right, Dylan's going to pass over to Ben's side. And he's got an Artisan. It looks like he's choosing who he wants out of the deck. Looks like we got Drifloon, Bravery Charm. I just never got into superheroes, you know? The only superhero that I really like is Deadpool. I watch all of Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool movies. But that's it. I really am watching them more for Ryan Reynolds. I was a Ryan Reynolds fan. Like, for the longest time. I thought Van Wilder was funny. I liked the movie Waiting. Like, I liked all the movies Ryan Reynolds was in. I don't know. I just think superhero movies are kind of played out, you know? I'm not into superheroes. I'm just not super into superheroes. In fact, I really like Deadpool because he just makes fun of them. All right, my favorite superhero movies is the Dark Knight trilogy. I mean, the Dark Knight trilogy was good. I like that. Sure. All right. Looks like Ben has to retreat into Cleffa here. He's going to Grasping Draw. Try and jumpstart this game. No Curlia down. Darkness Energy hits the discard. Listen, Ben, you need to be instilling confidence in the Brixty. Is this what you guys are calling it now? The Brixty? This is what the Brent Tonneson 60 is? The Brixty? Goodness gracious. That's what the streets are calling this deck. I've heard worse. I've heard worse deck names for sure. Earthen Vessel, gonna get 2 more Fire Energy. Fire Energy to Cerulege, and Dylan's going in. We'll retreat, Revivroom, Rumbling Engine. Get to draw some more. Fill the hand to 6. Here's another Ultra Ball. And it's going to be another Cerulege EX. Dylan poised pretty well here. I'll see if Ben can find one of his rare candies to get this game moving a little bit more favorably. Would be tough if he has to take another turn off. You can imagine how good it would be if he had been Badoo item locking, but that has not been the case. Dylan going to take the first knockouts. Well, let's see what Ben can do. Promotes Monkey Dory. Probably anticipating that he wants to confuse this Ceruledge. There are 3 Jet Energy down. And Ben really sitting here on this hand, bro. Like, what is there to think about? Is it that deep? Is Guardy this deep, guys? It can't be this deep. If Ben ties, he wins League Night. So that's true. It is that deep. Earthen Vessel, discard Pheasantipity. All right, the Pheasantipiter. In the discard pile, Ultra Ball, discard 2 Psychic Energy. And here is a Curlia. Honestly, there's so many 2-prizers on Dylan's board. All you have to do is get to a board state where you go, just knockout, knockout, knockout game. A lot of 2-prizers here to feast on. Okay, here is Curlia. Counter catcher, going to bring up a Revavroom. Screamtail, and then probably just Iono. Yep. Night Stretcher, Darkness, Iono. Seems fine. Ben's going to get 6. Dylan gets 5. Dylan has Palpad Carmine in hand. And Ben just has to pass Monkey Active. Let's see what Dylan can do. Try and shake his way out of this. 3 Jet in the discard pile does mean that he could have some issues moving his Pokemon around. Tossing the Palpad also unfortunate. Because you could use that to get your Turo scenario back. So I would really like to see Dylan not toss the Palpad with Carmine. I think, yep, can't use that Artisan because you benched, dude. And then here we go, Rumbling Engine. Draw 3. Wow, found the secret box. Okay. Talk about a get out of jail free card. Discard Boss, Carmine, and Nest Ball. Can go get himself the Turo scenario before he uses the Palpad, so heads up play there. Gonna go get Earthen Vessel, Cycling Road, Vengeful Punch, Turo scenario. Good play there by Dylan. Not just using Carmine. Yeah, the secret box, you can't keep that, Dylan. Very good. To the discard. And I have to imagine Turo is the supporter of choice. Move that Revavroom out of the active spot so that Dylan can continue swinging. Palpad in hand, so could toss the Turo back into the deck right away if he cares to. Could be a decent time to do that. Another Vroom hits the bench, and Earthen Vessel again. Gonna grab a couple more fire energy, seems fine. And then Cerulege, gonna take another knockout on this Monkey Dory. But not before Palpad. Yeah, so Palpad will shuffle the Turo scenario. I have to guess it's got to be Turo scenario back in. Boss, yep, good choices there. Like that. Sound play there, Dylan. And then Dylan will go to 4 prizes left. Still a very reasonable route for Ben to win this game. His Curly on the bench is living. But, you know, one hit KOing Cerulege is a little bit of work. We're getting the double rumbling engine this turn, thanks to Turo scenario, so that's pretty cool. And Cerulege take the knockouts on Monkey Dory. Let's see what Ben has got in return. Monkey Dory going up. Psychic Energy. Couple of Nest Balls, Curlia, Research in hand. Gardevoir is previously on the bottom of the deck, so Nest Ball can reorder that. So that Ben has a higher chance of drawing into Research or drawing into Gardevoir off of the Research. Nest Ball going to get yet another Monkey Dory. And then randomize the deck once again. And then Ben's got Research in hand. So I think it's just going to be a matter of get energy and discard, find Gardevoir, evolve into Curlia. Oh, it's not a Curlia in his hand. That's another Waltz. Excuse me. Here we go. 7. Find Secret Box. I mean, Secret Box can get Guardy, but I mean, good God. Secret Box has to discard 3, then Ultra Ball would have to discard 2 more, so we'll get ugly. Oh, there is a Guardy in the discard pile. Okay, so Night Stretcher will get the Guardy out of the discard pile. We're chilling. And there's Gardevoir online now. Secret Box could get a Vessel if you want to get more energy. And Ben's going to count those now. I think just 4 Psychic in the discard pile currently. Could get... It honestly could be as easy as just Screamtail, knock out the Squawkabilly, right? I mean, I don't think that... Does the Vengeful Punch does not proc on the bench, right? Yes, it does. Oh, holy smokes. The Vengeful Punch procs on the bench? That's crazy. But that's fine. Ben can bop the Fez with a charmed Screamtail. And the Fezandipity does not have a Vengeful Punch on it. These Vengeful Punch could be an issue for the Gardevoir deck. Hold up. He did the squawk. Wait. The squawk. So did he eat the vengeful punch too? He did, and he still lived, right? Did it because he just took the 4 with the bravery charm. Yo, that was sick. Okay, cool. Nice. God, that's crazy. Just barely hanging on. But the math works out perfectly. So Ben, just like that, is caught right back up in this game. And now Dylan kind of if he doesn't deal with that Screamtail, then Screamtail is just going to go for 2 more against the Fez. So you kind of have to deal with the Screamtail. Dylan goes to 3s. There's 3 prizes. And now it's Ben's turn again. 4 prizes left to take. Curly on the bench, Gardevoir in the active spots. And with Dylan being at 3 prizes, if Ben had like a counter catcher this turn, does the Brixty play counter catcher? Of course it does, because it's broken deck. 2 counter catchers. Yeah, you just counter catcher, dude. Counter catcher up like Fez or Ceruledge on the bench. Easy. Ben's got Secret Box, go get counter catcher. And like literally just anything else. And counter catcher is like the key part. You can get a supporter if you want. Did this man just literally... Yeah, he did, bro. He said, I'm going to just Secret Box. I'm going to 4 for 1 Secret Box for counter catcher. The world's most expensive computer search. Right here. How's he using counter catcher? Because he's behind on prizes. 4 to 3. Counter catcher Pheasantipity. And Dark from Hands. No. Yes. No. Gonna Iono. Okay. Makes sense not to get any other cards off of the Secret Box, because he was getting ready to Iono, and you don't want to necessarily get those cards that you may want out of the deck, because you may want to draw into them off of Iono, so that makes sense. And it looks like Ben's going to favor going in with Clefairy this turn instead of Guardy. I like that. It's reasonable. And then with Monkey Dory, you can math out the Pheasantipity so that you can take knockouts, because Clefairy's only doing 200 damage right now. Yeah, Dylan could Briar. No, Dylan can't Briar for game. Yeah, Dylan could Briar for game. Yeah, it's true. Ben's going to 2 prizes. If Dylan finds Briar, it's GG's, dude. Yeah, Briar would do it. Can Dylan find Briar? He's about to gas things out. Go for the game-winning Briar. Or is Ben Yeah, I was going to say Ben could try to get cute and not take a knockout to deny the Briar play, but then that gives Dylan an opportunity to Turo, and he did put the Turo back in the deck, so probably don't want to do that. All right, here we go. Briar for win. Can Dylan do it? First, we Ultra Ball. Then, we get a second Revavroom into play. This is easy money, Dylan. Do it. Finish the job, Dylan. Finish the job. We've come all this way. Show me some very circumstantial evidence as to why I shouldn't play Guardy to NAIC. Do it. Rumbling Engine. 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Whiffed, but we've got one more. Fire Energy to the active. There's like 5 cards left in deck. Fire Energy to the active. Night Stretcher. Gonna be a draw of 3. Stretcher for Fez. We're drawing the whole deck out, baby. Rumbling Engine number 2. We're still not there. Flip the script. And here it is. At the very bottom of the deck. Briar, Abyssal Flames, and Dylan Riot is your winner here at Full Grip Games. League Nights defeating Ben with his beloved Gardevoir EX deck. And look at that. Saraledge with the dub, going 4-0-1 in a field of 24 players here at Full Grip Games. You know, maybe sometimes the bad decks can beat the good decks after all, folks. Maybe they can. Maybe they can. Dreams can come true. Bad decks can win. Hope is not lost. Fantastic. All right, thank you guys all so much for joining me for today's streams. Not just League Nights, but also NAIC testing with Jesse earlier today. It was a ton of fun. I'm not streaming League Night tomorrow night because I am going to be out of town for a wedding. But I will be back next week on my regular stream schedule. If you haven't already, make sure to check out my most recently released videos on YouTube. The Team Rockets deck video that I just released on Tricky Gym, and the coin flip video that I released on Tricky Hideouts. The coin flip video has not gotten nearly as much love as it deserves. That video is one of my favorite videos that I've ever made, and I think it's hovering around 20,000 views or so. So definitely make sure to show that video some love if you haven't already. And I'll be back next week with some more Pokemon TCG action right here on Tricky Gym. Huge thank you to everybody for the hype today, the subs, the bits, the gifts, the donations on YouTube. Thank you. And also, huge thank you to the channel sponsors, Full Grip Games and Dragon Shield. I'll be back next week, folks. Y'all have a wonderful night. Goodbye.